Public transportation in Denton lives to see another year with some recent improvements. As the flu season is hitting hard here in North Texas, and along with school closures, the increase in these flu cases are causing many North Texas residents to search for flu medications. Hurricane Milton continues to barrel towards the Gulf Coast of Florida and is expected to make landfall tomorrow, sustaining winds of over 150 miles per hour. And all across the southeastern United States, families evacuated from their homes, not knowing what they could return to. And for some, they never had the chance to escape. The Lunchbox favorite brand Sun Chips will release a special flavor of their chips, and you will have less than 5 minutes to catch them. Transportation for UNT students this year has already been tough. However, with Denton County Transportation Authority deciding for a multi-million-dollar budget cut, things may only get tougher. Thanks, Sebastian. Earlier this week, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a decision to block House Bill 900, which requires booksellers to rate their books based on sexually explicit content before being.
It's not a gun. It's called the Byrna Launcher, the less lethal alternative to deadly force.
Do we necessarily always need to use deadly force? Not necessarily. So this is a great alternative to that.
Shane Stone, the owner of Stone's Defense in Sanger, Texas, is the only premier dealer of this weapon in the state.
I get a lot of gun owners that buy these just so they have another option. A lot of people don't realize there are other options.
Other options to avoid the legal and mental impact of using deadly force against a threat. 46% of Texas homeowners own a firearm, and out of that group, 72% say they feel safer being armed. But in a dangerous situation, how will using deadly force affect them?
Most people do not want to kill the person. They want the threat to stop, and it is a valuable tool to help stop a threat. Numerous times in my career, I dealt with persons that had to use deadly force, and the mental impact on them was pretty traumatic. I think every person ought to take a type of training course in any weapon that they choose to defend themselves with, because even though it is called less lethal, it is still a weapon that could be a deadly option if used wrong.
Training for the Byrna Launcher is available at Stone's Defense in Sanger. The training teaches you how to disable a threat. Each round launches at 273 miles per hour and can reach up to 40 feet.
If you're hitting them with a gas round after the solid, then what you did was you just bought yourself some time. Time to get out of the house, time to get to your firearm, or time to call the police, either one.
And that time allows you to protect yourself and your family without the impact of deadly force. For North Texas Television, this is Emma Burns. It's a quiet early morning in March, and the Piercy family is sound asleep. But that quiet morning is about to come to an end as the family's lives are going to change forever.
I think something's going on in the house, get downstairs. And by the time I stirred myself awake, I leave my door and I can see smoke coming out from under my daughter's door.
I remember leaving a candle lit before I went to sleep, and I just didn't really think about it that night. And I remember waking up and my parents were yelling, and I didn't really think about anything else except just I need to get out.
We follow Layla as she reveals where the fire began.
This is the balcony where me and my mom had to run, and this right here is my room.
My daughter Layla lost pretty much everything in her room. There were a couple of things that weren't burned completely that they were able to clean, but the fire started on her dresser. And that's the dresser that she kept all of her important items in.
Right here was where my dresser was, and the candle was about right there, and my bear was just right there, like right next to it. When I was outside watching the smoke come from the house, I was just worried about my bear because I knew that it was on my dresser. I just kept thinking about it, and I kept asking everybody, like, can you get somebody to go in there and see if it's okay?
But she carried that bear around everywhere. That was her comfort zone. She took it to her first couple of days of preschool. She slept with it. She rubbed all the fur off of it. The day after the fire, my husband went to the store and he walked through the aisle and he found another bear that was similar, not the same. Nothing's going to be the same as Boo Boo. And he said, I'm going to get that for her. And I remember when he gave it to her, she just started crying.
With everything that's happened, I've found a new understanding of just being grateful of the stuff that you have, and I'm really thankful that my whole family made it out of there safely.
In the face of tragedy, the family found not an end, but a beginning, and they learned what home really means.